One thing that I think is important to jazz improvisation is having technical proficiency on your instrument, because jazz improvisation calls for you to act and react in the moment, and we don't want our instruments holding us back. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 4 easy patterns that will help build flexibility on our instruments so we can apply it into our jazz solos. Coming right up. What's up, Brent here from LearnJazzStandards.com, which is a blog, a podcast, and videos all geared towards helping you become a better jazz musician. Make sure you subscribe at the button below. Hit that bell notification button if you have never done it before. I think patterns are really great for any instrumentalist to do because they're universal in the sense that they'll help you explore your instrument in different ways that you're not used to, be more flexible, and hopefully stop playing a little less linearly when you're improvising. So the way I like to just start out by applying patterns is simply through scales. And so for today, we're just going to keep things basic and simple and just use the major scale as our vehicle. Let's check out the first one. The first pattern I want to show you is the 1-3-2-1 pattern. And this pattern is really great because it starts out by just having you get used to making that leap of a third interval and then descend down, which is particularly useful when you're improvising. And this one's simple. It just goes up the scale using this pattern and then going down the scale. Here's what it looks like and sounds like. So one simple way you could just take this to the next level is to take it into other keys. This is just in concert C, so try taking it into other ones so that you're really flexible with that scale in any key with this pattern. The second pattern is a 1-2-3-5 pattern. Now you may recognize this one from John Coltrane's Giant Step solo. That's how he kind of starts out the solo and outlining the chord changes. And the great thing about it is it's pretty simple. However, that intervallic leap with the 1-2-3-5 is really interesting and provides some challenges, especially when you're descending. If you don't believe me, try it out yourself. Here's what it sounds like. So another thing you can do with any of these patterns is obviously apply them to different kinds of scales, like apply that to the melodic minor scale and see how that feels. It's going to feel a lot different than that major scale or even the Mixolydian mode or the natural minor scale or Dorian. Just try some different scales and apply any of these patterns, but especially this pattern, you're really going to feel the difference, and it's really going to challenge you to make sure you know what notes those are and are able to hit those intervallic leaps. The next pattern is a triads pattern, and I really like this one because it's really just starting on the 5th of the triad and moving down to the root, yet still ascending the whole way up the scale. So you're working on this descending movement while still taking the trajectory up the scale. And at the same time, it's triplets, and triplets are really important when it comes to jazz phrasing and jazz rhythms. So this really exercises all of those things. Take a listen to this. The last pattern I want to share with you today is another triads pattern, and before I talk about it, I'll just have you listen to it. So as you can see, this kind of spells out the different chords of the major diatonic series as far as triads go, and it goes ascending up 1, and then we use voice leading to connect it to the nearest tone of the next triad, going down and then just going up and down, using what we call voice leading. Now, this is obviously good to work on when it comes to improvisation because connecting chords is really a big thing that we do in jazz improv to spell out the chord changes in our solos. So this is a good introduction to doing that. So here's what I want to hear from you in the comments down below today. What kind of pattern exercise exercises would you suggest other jazz improvisers to work on in the practice room? I would love to fill up that comment section with as many different ideas as we can come up with to help us all practice together. So leave that comment below. And hey, by the way, if you want to work on exercises like this, but more within an actual practice program where you're taking it through other scales, and you're also working on learning jazz standards, also working on, learning solos by ear, also working on taking licks through all 12 keys, just a comprehensive practice program, check out my 30 Steps to Better Jazz Playing practice program. I'll leave that in the card above. You can go to 30stepstobetterjazzplaying.com if you're interested in learning more about that. All right, that's all for today's video. Make sure you give this video a like, a thumbs up, let everybody else know that you like this video, and make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.